Updates will be coming a lot sooner. I mean, after this vote right here, where the perfect person, I don't know what the gender is, whatever, but basically they posted this poll and this vote, and basically what they said was, if you want the update over time, so basically adding parts of the update over time, meaning like, oh, sometimes parts of the updates will be updated as soon as they're finished, meaning like after the bark dungeon, and then maybe something else, and then maybe something else, all up until the exact when everything's finished. Or do you want one big update just at once? So I voted over time, because that makes it so that the game has small updates continuously rather than having just one empty, like just wait and an update. Also, if the update is disappointing, you get to basically get to review the small parts, so people can focus in on the smaller stuff. So let's say they add a certain mode, like a battle royale mode or a new Dare fruit. The players will come in, they'll play, and they check out the new Dare fruit, right? And they can see everything what's wrong with it. They can just check it out and put all their focus on the new thing, and they can tell the developers what's wrong. This Dare fruit is maybe too broken, or if it's too weak, and they just can adjust. Or let's say a new dungeon gets added, this dungeon is too easy or it's too hard, they just adjust it, because so it will make it feedback be a lot more, let's say, the players will become testers almost, instead of not experiencing anything and getting it all at once, and that's better, because if the players get to test it over time, they can see smaller stuff, and they get to focus in on the smaller details of the update, and they get to see what is better and what is worse. Also, the biggest reason, which I forgot to say, that means we get more content throughout, like closer to our time, meaning let's say in a month or two we get a dungeon, the next month after that maybe we get a cosmetic, in the next month of that. So we have content like almost a lot more frequently, like we get more content because it's spaced out over time, rather than having just be all jam-packed into one day. Now they have it spaced out like for a couple of months, so every month we may get something new. If we get like one thing from the update every month, that would be kind of nice, because people would be coming in monthly to test this thing out, and that keep the game alive kind of, because people will come in monthly to test this one thing out. So let's say it's a dungeon, people will be checking out this dungeon for a month, or it's a battle royale the next month, people come back to the game next month and checking it out again. And so it'd be keeping constant high, pretty high average players. Because currently the problem with GPO is it has one big update that people play for a week and then it immediately drops. So it was like big update that has a lot of players initially, but then everything drops, which is kind of sad, because you get 100k players one day, and the next day it's down to 30 to 20k. It's like, yeah, it's I mean, and people are done with the update super fast, so it's better if it's spaced out, because people get to experience the update for longer. So if they add, let's say, a dungeon, or let's say they add a certain boss next month, you get to grind this boss for long periods of time, because you're like, oh, I'll grind this boss until the new thing comes out. Okay, the new thing came out, let me test that out. And so you just grind it out, and you will have more connection, and you'll be able to do more because you focus a lot more on the smaller stuff on the update. All in all, it's a good thing, because players get to focus in on the smaller parts of the update. So let's say a small thing got added, everybody can focus in for this for 1 month. Next month we get something else, everybody focuses on that, and boom, and they get to everybody gets to experience everything about the update without feeling overwhelmed, and they can get feedback, and in general just make good observations. They get to experience everything that the developers have worked for. The developers get immediate feedback. The developers will not have complaints about release dates or whatever, because there is no release date. I mean, if it's adding over space time, nobody will complain about release date. You're just waiting for the next thing to be added, which is pretty nice, because you have to add something into the game that is interesting for the next month, let's say, or the next week, or however long span time it takes between small things being added into the game. You also check out the video I made yesterday where I was talking about the battle royale mode.